Breath of the Wild's The Champions Ballad DLC is a fun addition to an already great game, offering improved versions of the challenges that we received in the base game. If you got this DLC with the hopes of receiving a grand and new original story, you may be disappointed at first, but it still does a great job in offering fun new insights into beloved champions. This DLC starts off with a very unique challenge, where it takes you back to the plateau and you're given a weapon that allows you to kill enemies in one hit, but on the flip side, you will also die in one hit. Taking on the multiple enemy encampments on the plateau with these set of rules in place was a very intriguing challenge, forcing the player to be cautious of even the littlest of threats like keiths or even bees. After every encampment you clear, you unlock a follow-up shrine. These shrines take advantage of this new mechanic by offering shrines that work more like obstacle courses, where one mess up will take you back all the way to the beginning of the shrine, which is definitely a different approach that I loved. After clearing the 4 new shrines on the plateau, Link's new one-hit weapon gets scrapped, allowing you to progress to the next section, which is the bulk of the DLC. The player is now given 4 separate questlines to complete in any order, where each one is dedicated to one of the fallen champions. I did enjoy the concept of these 4 questlines, especially when it came to shrines, as this segment of the game contains 12 whole new shrines that offer more challenge, interesting puzzles, and on average better than most shrines than even in the base game. After beating all the activities in a particular questline, the player is rewarded with a whole new memory corresponding to that region's fallen champion. Each of these memories were an absolute joy to watch, as they were entertaining cutscenes that provided more insight on these great characters, and some of them even featured really cool action sequences with amazing musical scores to complement it all. On top of that, the player can now find all 4 of the champions' diaries, which even go more into detail about their characters. But, putting that aside, there is sort of a big problem about this segment of the DLC, and that is that its progression is way too formulaic. For each of the questlines, Link must clear 3 micro-challenges, then complete the 3 corresponding shrines, then finally re-defeat the area's blight cannons. On top of the formula problems, these questlines feel more like a bunch of random activities that the player must complete off a checklist, rather than a complete questline. This could have been vastly improved by making this content feature some sort of small, connected storyline that leads up to the champion memory. On the flip side, the final segment to the DLC was incredible. After beating the 4 champion questlines, Link must complete a final hidden divine beast that lies beneath the Shrine of Resurrection. This beast took everything great about the 4 previous dungeons and molded them into one super dungeon. The puzzles were complex and challenging, but also super rewarding. The boss was also a completely unexpected surprise, as you have to fight a Sheikah monk named Maz Koshia. This boss battle contained properties from many of the previous fights in the game, such as the Blight Cannons and Master Koga, and combined them into one incredible boss fight. This was a very standout part in the DLC for me, as the boss fights in the base game were not the most memorable, but this final boss in the DLC really raised the stakes. After defeating the boss, Link is rewarded with the Master Cycle 0, which is an extremely satisfying endgame reward that is a joy to ride around in. Also, Link unlocks the 5th and final memory in the DLC, which is a direct prequel to the first memory in the base game. This is where Link, Zelda, and the other 4 get officially named champions, and is a very nice way to end the DLC. The Champions Ballad took many great things from the base game, improved upon them, and delivered more of them in very fresh and exciting ways. The somewhat repetitive formula of the middle section did not do the DLC much justice, but it still didn't hold it back from being exciting and inventive. Overall, this was a great DLC that's definitely worth a playthrough for any Breath of the Wild fan. Thank you so much for watching my review. I try to upload Zelda videos weekly, so stay subscribed so you won't miss the next one, and I'll see you all in the next video.